now have the Pledge of Allegiance. Young lady, would you like to lead it?
I'd be honored, sir. Place the flag. Place your right hand over your heart and repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Appreciate it. Now we'll have the roll call.
Chairperson Smith,
Present.
Vice Chairperson Lachenable,
Present.
Commissioner Caraveo,
Present.
and presently we have Commissioner Ortiz and Commissioner Richard absent.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move on to oral communications.
Commissioner Richard,
Oh, Richard is here.
present. Okay.
Okay, oral communications. This is the time for the public to address the Planning Commission on items not on the public hearing portion of the agenda. After obtaining permission to proceed by the presiding officer, speakers can first state their full name and address for the record. It's not required. The speaker shall limit their address to 3 minutes. Any public comments that are discriminatory, defamatory, and otherwise not protected speech will not be considered, consented to, or otherwise adopted by the Planning Commission in its deliberations and findings. As a courtesy to others, please silence cell phones and other electronic devices. The Planning Commission strives to treat all participants with civility, and we ask that you do the same. Please keep remarks to 3 minutes. Are there anyone that would like to speak? Okay. If you're here for one of the projects on, you'll get your chance during that. Okay. Well, seeing no one, I will close oral communications, and I will recess the Airport Zoning Commission. Planning Commission consent calendar, there are no items. New public hearings. Conditional use permit CU 2023-0010. Now is the time and place to open the public hearing to consider conditional use permit number 2023-0010. Senior Planner Maria Maharick. Oh, it's not Maria. Oh, excuse me. Okay.
All right.
Lady.
So I'm Assistant Planner Nathan Levy. We will be concurrently discussing design review application DR 2023-0007. Therefore, the same project, the Ziggy's Coffee. So Ziggy's Coffee is being proposed at 4744 West El Segundo. It's on the south side of El Segundo, just east of Inglewood Avenue. So it is actually zoned C3, has a similar land use designation. It is the former site of Taco Bell, and then it became some different banking uses as well after that. Now it's vacant. So the entire site is approximately 15,000 square feet, just under that. It has the one-story commercial building that, like I said, was previously Taco Bell. You can tell by the distinct architecture. And along the front, there's a sunroom that goes along the frontage of El Segundo, and that's going to be demolished as part of the project. So the proposed plan is to remodel the remaining portion after the sunroom has been demolished, of 1446 square feet into a coffee shop. It's going to have a drive-through that will accommodate 8 vehicles at any one time. The coffee shop doesn't propose any indoor seating. There will be a queuing area along the front for pedestrians to walk up and order if they want, or you can go through the drive-through. For the parking that's provided, they have a total of 14 spaces. This is more than sufficient according to the breakdown on square footage and numbers. And this includes one ADA van accessible parking as well. As part of the project, I'll discuss it a little later, but it also does include new landscaping throughout the entire project site. So the proposed floor plan is fairly straightforward because of the nature, there's no indoor seating whatsoever, so it's all employee space to prepare coffee, have storage, office space, and employee restrooms as well. So here we have our elevations. You can see that they are going to be remodeling, redesigning, and getting rid of the previous Taco Bell aesthetic that it has. They'll be going with a more modern look. We'll have some renderings a little bit later in our presentation. Here they are. So we've got a good mixture of materials going on with the exterior facade that will brighten and kind of modernize that part of El Segundo Boulevard. So here we have our different colors, materials. So it should mix pretty well together. They have neutral colors, and they'll have some wood portions as well to highlight. And then we get to the landscaping portion. So currently there's about 1,281 square feet of landscaping. Most of that is in disrepair just due to the vacant status. The proposal, though, calls for 1,661 square feet of landscaping. So this is more than would be required. This is 12% of all the hardscaped areas, where the city only requires 4%. All the plants that are being proposed are drought tolerant, and they are provided so to provide screening from the street of majority of the parking areas as well as the trash enclosure. So the staff is recommending that the Planning Commission adopt PC Resolution 2023-11 with conditions of approval to approve Conditional Use Permit CU 2023-0010 and PC Resolution 2023-12 with conditions of approval approving Design Review Application DR 2023-0007.
Okay, thank you. Does the Planning Commission have any questions for staff?
I do not.
Is the applicant here today?
Yes.
No questions for staff.
No other questions? Okay. Is the applicant present, and do they wish to speak?
My name is Ryan. I'm the owner. I am a partner. I have two other partners, one being my sister and her husband, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have about the project.
Any questions?
Okay, I'll go first. Do you have hours of operation yet?
Tentative hours of operation are 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Depending on the need, we may shorten those the windows, kind of just depending on how much traffic we're getting and trying to be more efficient with our staffing.
Okay. And do you guys currently have an existing operation somewhere else?
This is a part of a franchise. It's a newer franchise based out of Colorado. My partners currently own one operating in Estes Park, Colorado. This is going to be one, I think there's 55 current locations. There's about 125 in the works nationally. They're spanning from Chicago all the way to California now. This will be the fourth location within California and the first in a major market. So we're really excited about the opportunity.
Are most of them strictly drive-through?
There's a mix. They started with cafes only in Longmont, Colorado. The first one was strictly a cafe, and they found that the model of expanding towards cafe drive-throughs and then more efficiently is the drive-through walk-up strictly is becoming the preferred model.
Okay, and then I didn't see any outdoor dining. Do you plan on proposing any?
No, that's not really in the plan. Within our model, it's a quick service cafe that's designed to get your coffee, get a smile, and go on your way. So we're not really pushing for any outdoor service aside from the walk-up. Being close to Hawthorne High School, we feel that we'll get a fair bit of foot traffic in the morning and the afternoons after school. And we don't want to encourage loitering, but simply, get your coffee, get your drinks, get your snacks, and, on your way to home or wherever it may be.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
And no, anybody else?
No, sir.
No, I have nothing. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else, is there anyone who wishes to address the commission on this issue? If you're here to speak on that, please step right up to the microphone. Okay. Okay, Mr. McLean, are there any documents to place into the administrative record?
No, they're not.
Do my fellow commissioners have any final comments on this item or questions for staff?
The only thing that I'm going to say is I really love the design. It's really well done. And I think it'll be a beautiful addition to the city.
Thank you.
I have a simple comment. Want to know if we can add like a condition about the speaker box, maybe in the early morning hours, that it be like kind of lowered. I think there's a residential in the back, but besides that, it would be a great addition to the city.
I'll echo everyone's comments. I think this would be a great addition, and in Commissioner Ortiz's absence, I think the amount of landscape that they're adding would make him like quite
Very
excited.
happy.
It looks like it's really done, well done there.
Okay. I will now formally close the public hearing on these items. Do I have a motion for the conditional use permit? And is there a second?
I'll motion to approve with the condition regarding the noise for the speakers.
Second.
I'm sorry.
A second.
Second it. Thank you. Will the secretary please call for the vote?
Okay. Commissioner Caraveo,
Yes.
Commissioner Richard,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Al-Shanabli,
Yes.
and Chairperson Smith.
Yes.
Now, we should skip right to the vote for the design review portion.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
The following item.
Yeah, skip to the green part under number 2. I'm going to call for the vote for the design review for the same project.
Just at the bottom, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, there's no need to repeat all of that stuff again, so, yeah, so, may I proceed? Okay, Commissioner Caraveo,
Yes.
Commissioner Richard,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Al-Shanabli,
Yes.
and Chairperson Smith?
Yes.
Okay, that's the design review approved.
Now we can move on to item 3. Thank you. Now is the time and place to open the public hearing to consider conditional use permit application number 2022 CU07. Our same staff member will.
Yes, Nathan Levy, Assistant Planner. Similar to the last project, we'll be presenting multiple entitlements at the same time so that we don't have to repeat presentation. So this will be for conditional use permit 2022 CU07, design review 2022 DR04, and subdivision development SD 2023, sorry for the typo there, -0001. So this is for Fabulous Burger, which is currently located at 3301 West Rosecrans Avenue. They're Zone C3, and they're in a mixed-use overlay. They're fairly well located for traffic on Rosecrans with the intersection of Lamoli. Currently, what we have on site is Fabulous Burger. Does not have a drive-through at this time. There's limited parking. And directly adjacent is a lot that has a commercial building that's vacant. So the proposal for this project is to demolish the vacant commercial building on the western lot and to merge the two lots into one, and then develop that as the new Fabulous Burger with a drive-through. So the lots as they are, we have one that's 8,500 square feet. We have another that's 9,500 square feet. As I mentioned, they'll be merged into one lot under this proposal. Lot 1 is the one that has the vacant commercial, and this will be converted into parking as well as some queuing space for the drive-through. So here we have our tentative parcel map. And just a little bit closer so you can see. All right, so with this lot merge, what we would end up seeing is this as the proposed site plan. The portion that's highlighted in red on the screen is actually the only addition to the actual building that's being proposed. It's an addition of 215 square feet. That addition is pretty much entirely to support the drive-through aspect of Fabulous Burger. Other than this addition, the majority of the work is going to be in the parking lot and the landscaping and the exterior facade. So the parking proposed is 15 standard stalls, and they're actually going to include one motorcycle stall as well. This is 3 more than they currently have, which brings them into conformity with the additional square footage that they're adding. So one concern that was noted, and you'll see a letter that we included and put on your desks today, was a letter concerning, among other things, some of the traffic and proximity. Sorry, went too fast. So if we look at the site, we'll see that the drive-through lane does go roughly 6 feet away from the property line at the northern portion. Behind that is multifamily residential. So in order to provide privacy, noise shielding, there's a proposed for some ficus trees that will grow along the back wall. This breed of ficus can grow up to 20 feet and is used commonly to provide that shielding. So here's our proposed floor plan. Again, this is what's there currently, other than a few updates. This area is the portion that's being added. This is where the drive-through window will be, so they can distribute food, receive payment. In addition to that, they're also going to be adding an outdoor queuing area. This will be directly on Rosecrans. A lot of their business since COVID has been pickup, and so this is to help facilitate that and have it run more smoothly. So in addition to all the work, they are doing a fair amount of work on the exterior facades. They're going to be updating and modernizing. We have some existing signage that's already been approved, so it's not part of this project. It's not part of this proposal. We've included it in these elevations just so you have an idea of what it will actually look like, and we can see it here in the renderings. It'll be a very, very obvious sign, as you can see, so it's eye-catching and it's well-known and it's recognizable. So here we have some more angles of the exterior facade that's been proposed. And this would be directly on Rosecrans, looking at it. So for our materials and colors, we have what Fabulous Burger uses as their signature colors here, as well as some accent and trim colors. And then we also have our landscaping here. So with this, we actually have added a fair amount of landscaping throughout. So they have almost 4,000 square feet of landscaping. That's actually 25% of the total hardscaped areas. So again, Commissioner Ortiz missed out on that one, but only 4% again would be required. The landscaping that's being proposed is drought tolerant, yeah. And it's designed for the aesthetics as well as the drought tolerance. And then, of course, we have the ficus along the northern property line of the parking lot. So for hardscape, we have some decomposed granite as well as some boulders and some trim. But I just wanted to highlight again the privacy screening, since that was a concern that was brought up. It was brought up in relation to air quality, noise issue. So one of the methods of screening and preventing any impacts would be this consideration for the screening. Additionally, there was a traffic study, or excuse me, not a traffic study, there was an evaluation done as far as the queuing. Public Works requested that there be space for at least 8 cars in the queue, and they have provided more than that. I believe it's 13. We can confirm with the applicant who's here tonight, but 13 spaces. They're increasing the parking, which will also reduce the noise from idling vehicles. And the entire project is designed to increase the efficiency. So staff is recommending, this is going to be a bit of a mouthful, so apologies if I misspeak. The staff is recommending the Planning Commission adopt PC Resolution 2023-13 with conditions of approval to approve CUP 2022 CU07, PC Resolution 2023-14 with conditions of approval to approve Design Review Application 2022 DR04, and PC Resolution 2023-15 with conditions of approval to approve Subdivision Development SD 2023-0001. And that subdivision development is the lot merger that we spoke about earlier.
Okay. Do any of the commissioners have a question for staff?
One question about the merger of these two lots, or lot 1, lot 2. Were both of these lots previously owned by the same owner? Or was there a purchase that made to get these together?
That I'm not sure about. They are currently owned by the same owner. I'm not sure what the history was. We can ask the applicant
That works.
if you would like.
Anyone else? No?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. Is the applicant present, and do they wish to speak?
Hello,
Good evening.
Good evening.
my name is Themio Tabukas, and I'm the applicant.
Okay. Do you have any?
I was going to answer his question.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for you if it was okay now for him to answer the question.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so my general question was just the history on the two lots to see if they were owned, have been owned by the same people for a long time. Just kind of wondering the timing, what the
Yeah, we had purchased the property back in 2017. It used to be an animal hospital.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, I have a question. Similar to the last project, I seen on the sign, like I said, it's open 24 hours.
Yes,
Okay. Is the drive-through going to be 24 hours as well?
yes.
Okay. And so drive-through and dining in is 24 hours, or?
I'm thinking we're going to close the dining.
Okay.
Right now, we don't have any, so everything's to go
Hmm.
because we're with limited parking.
Okay. Thank you. That's all my questions.
Thank you.
Just a follow-up question to that. When you say close the dining, you mean close the dining completely overall and just make the operation fully take out is the idea?
Correct. During the later hours.
Oh,
of the day.
just during the later, but during the day it'd still be
During
open?
the day, we plan to be open for dining, takeout, and drive-through.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question, but I think it's more for planning than the applicants. We have noise ordinances, correct? Like they can't be over a certain decibel after a certain time. So I'm sure that were these observed with this project and the prior one?
We do have a decibel,
Yes.
and they do need to be observed. So, for instance, Commissioner Carvalho mentioned the speaker boxes.
Yes.
So, but yes, they are obliged to
Yes.
not go beyond the decibels.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 65 decibels.
Yeah, it
after-
depends on the hours.
Yeah, it's a little
Mhm.
lower in the evening and in the nighttime and
Mhm.
early morning, and then it's allowed to go a little higher
No,
during
higher.
During the
the working
daytime.
hours.
Yeah. I mean, and with every project that we have, these are
Mhm.
always observed.
Yeah, and Commissioner Caraveo asked for a condition,
Yes.
and we will write it around the language in our code to have the hours and the decibels, and we can
Yes.
do the same for this one.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to get to. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, no one else? Mr. McLean, are there any documents to place into the administrative record?
Yes, there was one email that was received, and a copy was put on the dais for everyone.
Okay.
Okay. Do my fellow commissioners have any final comments on this item or questions for staff?
I think this would be regarding the email. I know the person seemed like they were concerned with emissions. Is there anything, do we have like historical data based on like other fast food restaurants, drive-throughs that would tell us how much, like if there's really a concern there, or would it really produce that much of a concern from emissions for?
It's a matter of opinion, I guess, and if you live next to it, more so than otherwise, but no, we don't have any data. Did we open the public hearing to the public?
Not yet.
Yes, I did.
We did?
Yeah, but I can
I just wanted to be sure, because I missed that.
yeah. Yeah, because I checked, so, yeah. Well, maybe I missed it, I'm sorry, let me do that. Okay. Is there anyone who wishes to address the commission on this issue? In the audience, there is? Okay, seeing no one, we'll move on. So I will now formally close the public hearing on these items. Do I have a motion for the conditional use permit? I'm sorry. Do I have a motion for all of those? And is there a second?
But we should take them one at a time.
One at a time?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
So conditional use permit would be the first one.
I like to motion with the similar condition as the last project for the volume of the speaker during certain hours.
I'll second.
Okay. Call
Okay.
for the vote, please.
Commissioner Caraveo,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson El Shanable,
Yes.
Commissioner Richard,
Yes.
Chairperson Smith.
Yes.
Okay, and now we move on to design review. We'll need a motion for this one separately.
I'll move to approve.
A second.
Okay. Vice Chairperson El Shanable,
Yes.
Commissioner Caraveo,
Yes.
Commissioner Richard,
Yes.
and Chairperson Smith.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, and now we can do the subdivision.
Okay.
Need another motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, Commissioner Richard,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson El Shanable,
Yes.
Commissioner Caraveo,
Yes.
Chairperson Smith.
Yes.
Okay, all three have been approved.
Now, are we at item number 4?
We're on
Design
number
review.
6 now.
I'm sorry.
We'll be on number 6 now.
Yeah, on number 6.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh, here it is. Okay. Design review application DR 2023-0008. Now is the time and place to open the public hearing to consider design review application DR 2023-0008. Senior Planner Maria Maher will present the staff report.
First time trying this.
Good evening, Commissioners. Yes, I'm presenting the Burger King, which is located at 3924 West El Segundo Boulevard. As you can see from the zoning map, it is zoned M1, but the general plan designation is general commercial. And therefore, we do have to apply the commercial regulations for this particular property as the general plan takes precedence. And that is what we will be doing here, which would be the C3 regulations. This particular Burger King is existing, and as you can see from the zoning map, it is on the southeast side of El Segundo Boulevard and Roselle. From the vicinity map, you may remember this area right across the street. A future Jack in the Box will be coming through, and they went through a CUP and design review because they needed a new drive-through. But the Burger King is existing, and they do have an existing drive-through. The applicants began remodeling the interior and exterior without realizing that they actually needed a design review. So all work has stopped until the approval of the design review for this particular project. As you can see, the photo on top is the former exterior view of the Burger King as it existed. And the bottom street view is the existing view. Right now, it is boarded up. The drive-through is open, so they are operating, but the dining room area is not. There aren't a lot of differences that they are doing here other than the exterior, and they are reducing the size of the building itself. I want to go back for a moment. As you can see from the top photo, they used to have almost like an atrium area, and the roof's style is a bit older. And so they want to modernize it, and they're removing a few square feet from that. So the existing was 3,102 square feet. The new square footage is 2,762 square feet. Because they're reducing it, they do not require any additional parking. If we were to recalculate the parking here, they have plenty of space. And I did highlight a few of the areas in the parking lot that are changing. The red areas is where a portion of actually all of the ADA parking is. And the existing floor area, or the existing parking has changed. And you can see just minute changes from the existing and the new site plan. Also, in the drive-through area, they are changing a little bit of the landscaping. They're actually extending it further. And this is the landscape area. What I did is I highlighted the existing versus the proposed. I don't have a total landscape amount, but the areas where they're removing the building portions, which is off of the street frontage, they have extended the landscaping a bit more. So you can see the differences in the green squares that I've highlighted for you so you can see. This is the landscape plan. They aren't putting a large variety of plantings, but they are putting more trees and some date palms, New Zealand flax, and they're going to be filling in those areas. And once they mature, it'll fill in a bit more. These are the elevations. As you can see, the west and east elevations, the existing and the proposed, it is a more modern look. And the building is only about 23 feet in height. They're not extending it much, much further than that. And we did put that in the conditions of approval just to make sure. It's actually 21 feet and 8 inches in height, and they meet the height regulations. This is another look from the front and the rear. And this is what the building will actually look once it's completed. It's definitely a more modern architectural style. They are proposing different types of materials, fiber cement niche board, some brick veneer, some stucco, and some ceramic tile veneer. They will be using their corporate red color and various shades of brown and some off-white. So it's a bit subdued, but more modern, a more modern palette. And you can see a little bit of the landscaping that they're proposing. And some of the parking, it's pretty accurate from this rendering. So with that, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt PC Resolution 2023-16, approving the CEQA determination and the design review application DR 2023-0008, and it will be subject to the conditions included in the resolution.
Okay, thank you. Does the Planning Commission have any questions for staff at this time? Okay, is the applicant present? Do they wish to speak?
My applicant did not arrive today, but they
Okay.
were aware of the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone who wishes to address the commission on this issue? Yes, ma'am.
I just have I have a general question about when you show the proposed renderings and they have the brick and the colors, do we make them follow these renderings, or are things going up that don't follow their original plan, and do we have a way of?
Yes. We always include a condition that says that they have to build to the design that they presented to the commission.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. McLean, are there any documents to place into the administrative record?
No.
Thank you. Do my fellow commissioners have any final comments on this item or questions for staff? Anybody? Okay, thank you. I now formally close the public hearing on these items. Do I have a motion for the conditional use permit?
Sorry, that would be a motion for design review.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay. All right, Commissioner Caraveo,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Alshanable,
Yes.
Commissioner Richard,
Yes.
Chairperson Smith.
Yes.
This is approved.
Okay. So now we'll call back to order of the Airport Zoning Commission. And administrative items, we have none. Is that correct? Okay. Items to be placed on future agendas. Meeting of June 21st, 2023. Color approval at 12435 Prairie Avenue, hybrid garage auto repair. And color approval for 4361 Rosecrans Avenue, Glow Plus Flow Beauty Supplies. Okay, now for commissioners' reports. I have anything? No?
I guess I'll go first. Say again, thanks everybody for being here. Glad you're all here today. I just wanted to mention, and if anyone can come out, Holly Park Neighborhood Association will be doing a Juneteenth celebration at the park over in Holly Park. It's from 11 to 3, hope anybody who's got time, y'all can come stop by. We'll have some food, have live music, and it should be a good time. See,
Okay.
I want to thank staff. Thank you to Maria for taking over while Greg was out. Welcome back, Greg. I haven't seen you in a while. And then I don't have any updates for Hawthorne events, but for the city of Beverly Hills on Father's Day, they have a car show on Rodeo Drive. I think it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it's free. It's outdoors. Recommend getting there early because a lot of people come out. A lot of exotic cars. So far, since Kelly's been board, we've gone each year. And then a few meetings ago, I didn't make it. That's because we had our second child. His name is Kindred. He's a little over a month now.
Congratulations.
And yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And now we're going to have a director report.
Things are starting to turn. We are actually receiving proposals for applications for today. We talked to someone proposing 2 new hotels on Imperial, which is exactly what we wanted. It's in the right place. And I've been hearing, other possible applications coming. So this is good. We've gone a long time without any very substantial applications. And so except for the one that we have for the hospital, which is still under study. The other thing I want to mention is that the first meeting of July will be canceled because this room is getting a major renovation, and that's when it'll be under construction. So you can plan to have an open Wednesday evening. So, okay.
Are there any, if there were any items, would we be able to just have the meeting somewhere else? If there were items that were
There's
to delay the
nothing that
applicants.
can't be pushed ahead
Okay.
or pulled ahead or pushed behind. Those are coming later. But I always forget if this is the city that specifies that the meetings have to be here. I think it is.
I think I remember once we had a meeting somewhere else.
Yeah, and it didn't work because it was in the basement, and that was terrible. And that was something we don't want to repeat.
You guys didn't like
Okay.
the basement? No, I'm just
Yeah, there's a
But a
basement.
very long
was very
time ago.
Yeah, no, it was something we don't want to repeat.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, and also because we're being broadcast on the television, that makes it impossible if we go to another room. So,
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you
all I
very
have.
much.
Mhm.
Now I will adjourn the meeting, and the meeting is adjourned at 6:50 p.m. to the next regular meeting of June the 21st, 2023.